If you are willing, the Queen also wishes to know why a refugee was put in the stocks. I know Her Majesty would appreciate if you gave these matters the highest priority. After you've completed your investigation, come speak to the Queen at the Chapel of St. Pellen. If there are problems, she should know as soon as possible.
Right.
This is absurd. I've committed no crime. They're just gonna leave me here. I would say to Rut, I will never get that chance. I'll be speared through when the city is taken. And these damn crows will eat my remains. For speaking the truth, nothing more. The Imperial Army has just conquered the largest city in southern Bankarai. And mark my words, they will come here next. Because I have just come from Hollandstand. The Imperials infiltrated the city and seized it overnight. They enslaved half the population. They will do the same here. But when I suggested this to the guards, they locked me up. They said I was spreading half-truths and paranoid delusions. They said the people here have had enough fear with the Reachmen and cannot afford to hear my ravings. Please, you must get me out of here. I don't want to be eaten by crows.
Truth silenced. It is the
A little less drilling and a little more action would be nice.
Crow? Crow there? What the hell?
The people eye the north with fearful eyes, but it's from the south that the storm approaches. With an open mind, one hears truth, however dark it may be. No! The telling has already been done. I am here to listen and to watch. I'm a crow. What more do you need to know?
What's that one? Investigate the stocks. No, investigate the escape. That's outside I am.
No trees. The box has not been opened. The time for gifts has not yet. Great gifts often appear as a surprise, but sometimes the surprise should be spoiled. I know what I see, but it is not me who needs to know. It's you. I know this is a desperate city in desperate times, but this is not the gift the city needs.
Talk to this last guy.
Yeah, if you question authority, we'll have some questions.
Two quests over here. Must be in this building.
Nothing down here's in the right place. You know what that means? It just means more dumb dung I gotta deal with before I can get out of here. Caravan contract job east of here in those old Ayleid ruins. Selesnya they call the place. Some mage out there wants an armed escort, and I'm the only one available to go. I can't stand dealing with mages, especially when it's just me. By Moloch, yes. I could use a partner on this one. Like I said, the pickup's out in the Selesnya ruins. Meet me out there and we'll make some coin together.
Got that quest.
If he was the thief, then that means...
I don't suppose you're here to pay your respects to the Blacklight Raiders, are you?
No.
A notorious band of treasure hunters from the First Era. They went all over Morrowind, looting and pillaging, stealing our people's most sacred relics. I studied them, and tracked down a lockbox holding their greatest treasure. But I can't open it. Because the Fool's password is a combination of letters from the Raiders' names and professions. Totally forgotten now. All 4 Raiders are buried here, but the gravestones are worn. I found a few clues. I have coin if you can figure this out. It sounds archaic, but the Blacklight Raiders were well-rounded. Warrior, cleric, thief, and mage. The mage wrote a letter to one of the others telling how to open the lockbox. Between the letter and the gravestones, I hope we can solve it. Yes, that's all we have to go on. What we need to figure out is what each of the Blacklight Raiders' names was, and whether they were the fighter, the mage, the thief, or the cleric. Look at the letter. I only know so much.
Almost started that one. Screw that.
After all said and done, more said than done.
Greetings.
What does that say then? Oh, that's when I read it.
Who are you? Can't you see I'm having a drink with my friend here? Might as well embrace the crows. They're here to stay. If anyone goes, it'll be us, not them. With 15 guards and a couple quivers of arrows? Not a chance. Everyone's dead. The king, the prince, the knights and soldiers. The job's almost done, just a few stragglers left. You know who I'm talking about? Me and you, that's who. Renchant, sure. He's realistic, at least. He knows we can't last a day unless we get some help from the outside. Of course, the new guard captain, Huron, doesn't seem to want any help. A lout brushed off an offer from the Fighters Guild. Sure enough, Huron said he's exploring other options. Don't know what those options are. Don't hear much down here, though. Say, why don't you ask the crow? I swear the thing's talking. Probably knows more than we do. More than me, at least.
Crow on the desk.
No knowledge in the tops of towers. Check the bottoms of bottles. One can witness the larger view from on high, but one must come down below to see what hides in shadows. The light hides in shadows, but only there can it shed on secrets. A secret told is no secret, but all knowledge has its time.
Right, so back to her again.
So much suffering. So much death. Like my husband and my children, this soldier gave her life forevermore. I wish I could offer her more comfort, but I can only pray with her to gods whose mercy I have come to doubt. Many others are enduring similar losses. I deserve no more compassion than they do. In truth, knowing they share my grief has been a great consolation. You are not here for grieving, though. Is there some official business that demands my attention? Oh, of course. Glarica told me. I hope you'll forgive her. Her intentions are good, but she misled you. That request was not on my behalf. She can't seem to accept my decision to step aside and let Duke Renchant handle all matters of state. I would, but at another time. I hope you understand. Losing my family, I just need time, and I believe this is how I can best serve the people right now. If you have concerns about security, though, you must report them to the Duke. Thank you for respecting my wishes. Perhaps you can convince Glarica to do the same. She's already off again, investigating some ship at the docks. These matters are the Duke's concern now, and he has my support. He'll appreciate your help, though. Hello.
Where is this Duke? Whoa.
I don't need much.
Greetings. Greetings.
That is indeed an immense relief, Yoren. Give us room to breathe. But it doesn't mean we can rest on our laurels.
I know. It's only one victory, Your Grace. But I hope it's a sign of more to come.
I do too, but that's going to require more work on both our parts. And there's nothing for it but to get it done. You're dismissed, Captain.
There he is.
Aha! You must be the hero whose bold deeds Captain Huron was just recounting. Retaking the lighthouse may seem trivial, but in times like these, it's huge. Say, you look like someone I've been hearing quite a bit about. May I ask your name? As I expected, your reputation precedes you. You've become something of a legend in the kingdoms of the Daggerfall Covenant. You're certainly welcome in Evermore. These are desperate times. Have you seen much of the city? Indeed. Then by all means, tell me what you discovered. Oh, yes, I'm well aware of this. It's unfortunate, but the terms the guild demanded were downright rapacious. Furthermore, the number of mercenaries they could actually muster was almost insignificant. It simply wasn't worth it. I opened our gates to the refugees, but there are limits, and that man was completely mad. Standing outside the castle, shouting that we were all going to die? The people of Evermore are terrified already. We can't afford such nonsense. Oh, yes, I'm well aware of this. It's unfortunate, but the terms the guild demanded were downright rapacious. Furthermore, the number of mercenaries they could actually muster was almost insignificant. It simply wasn't worth it. I opened our gates to the refugees, but there are limits, and that man was completely mad. Standing outside the castle, shouting that we were all going to die?
I've listened to that one.
Saw those? You are very perceptive. The truth is that we found an ally to help defend the city. I'm not quite ready to make this information public, though. Yes, that is the ship that transported the supplies. There are more supplies being offloaded even now. Please, if you just be patient. I'll share all the details in due time. For now, you must stay away from that ship, though. It's off limits. Oh, yes, I'm well aware of this. It's unfortunate, but the terms the guild...
Doesn't matter.
Listen, I can tell that you have an inquisitive nature, and I know your intentions are good, but I cannot risk revealing all my plans just yet. Suffice to say, I've found a way to protect the city from the Reachmen, and that is what matters. I'm sure that you realize that with the Reachmen bearing down on us, I have a great many matters to attend to. I absolutely do not wish to be rude, but I must be going. Come back another time and I will endeavor to answer all your questions.
Ah, well, let me do it. Oh god, more of this quest. How long have we been going? As long as I get to... Right, yeah, I'll end it off here. So, ta for watching. Peace out and goodbye.